Well, the other elephant in the room, other than the mediators that took place or the back channels that took place, of which we were told that didn't take place, you got Philip Wegmann stepping in, asking about our security. Is this a national security threat? And just watch. Her response to this is unbelievable.
You were asked previously about the security assessment regarding Victor Bout, and you said that the United States would stay vigilant. It sounds like the administration still sees him as a security threat, no?
We're saying the question is, and the question has been placed to us, is do we have security concerns, right?
Yes. Yes, that's what he just asked you. What? She's just repeating what he said. Well, seems like, it's about security concerns. Yes. Yes, it is. And about the three other reporters before him asking the same thing of like, was there a risk assessment before you did this deal? I mean, what are the odds that this guy's going to sit there and do arms deal with somebody else that's going to sit there and hurt us? So he's following up with it, of which he just said, and you're going to sit there and repeat the question because you don't know what to say.
And what we have said is that the president did not make this decision lightly. Just want to make that very clear. But he believed this was the right thing to do to secure Brittany's release. And we are always going to stay vigilant. That is something, when it comes to our national security, that is something that the president and his administration will do, and we will swiftly act to protect it, to protect our national security.
What? Like I said, look at our southern border. You don't do anything to protect our national security. Look what you did with Afghanistan. Look what you've done with the relations with Russia. Look what you've done with the relations with the southern border and the border states. Don't give me this that you care about, our national security and all these implications when you just gave away an arms dealer for a freaking athlete that nobody knew about. Guys, this is so crazy. This is the same guy that helped broker with Barack Obama the Iran nuclear deal. So this is like 2.0. It's not as bad, right? Because we're not dealing with nukes as far as we're aware of. But this is just as bad as a terrible deal. But they're concerned about our national security, of which you got 250,000 people pouring across the border, 800,000 plus gotaways that we know nothing about. You got terrorists flowing through, MS Violent 13 gang members flowing through. You got fentanyl flowing through, but national security guys, they care about all of us. That you heard it from the horse's mouth here. This administration, they care about all of you.
And that is true yesterday, that is true today, and that will be true after Mr. Bout's release. So that is a commitment that the president has made.
So you still have security concerns?
I'm not the intelligence committee here, so I'm not going to get into any intelligence.
That's like when somebody asked the Supreme Court Justice Miss Jackson going, can you tell me what a woman is? Well, I'm not a biologist. Do you have security concerns? Well, I'm not the intelligence community. God, I mean, come on, Phil. Like, what are you doing? Why are you even asking me that question? How preposterous. I don't know. Maybe you're the mouthpiece of the leader of the free world of the executive branch that basically handles the intelligence, handles our security. You think you would have some sort of enlightenment of what the hell's going on. Good try, Phil. We love you here at the Bald Brad Show, brother. You gave it an honest effort. You're dealing with somebody that couldn't tell her ass from her hand, so oh God, I'm sitting back. You guys just want to hit my head against the wall each and every day dealing with this. And I know you're all feeling the same way, but let's see if we can continue here.
About that particular individual, what I could tell you is our commitment and how this was not a decision that the president made lightly.
And then on a different topic, amidst protests in China against the CCP, and after Apple changed its AirDrop feature for Chinese iPhone users, why was Tim Cook seated at the head table during the last state dinner here at the White House?
I don't have any specifics on who was invited, why they were invited. Don't have that to share with you. As you know, Tim Cook was also in Phoenix, Arizona, when the president was talking about the CHIPS and Science Act, made a very important announcement. Remember, the president's priority here has been and continues to be, as he is pushing his economic priorities, is to make sure that we're creating manufacturing jobs right here in the U.S. And we have seen more than 700,000 manufacturing jobs created initiated under this president. And it is important. It is going to change the lives of Americans across the country. And we've heard from everyday people in Arizona talking about how the announcement that the president made is going to do that, how the CHIPS and Science Act is changing the lives of Americans. I'm not going to speak to every specific individual invites that was made last week.
It's amazing, you guys, that she gets paid like $180,000. I know I talk about this all the time, but to not know anything, honest to God, I mean, Phil asks a lot of questions. Obviously, he's in the room. They hardly ever get answered. I'm not talking about like a spinning or anything. She literally will just say, oh, I don't have an answer for you. I don't know. Like the TikTok question was like 5 of them. She never got back to the guy. She said she would. She never did. Right? He had to write an entire article, which if you haven't seen Philip Wegmann's piece on TikTok, you should go over to Real Clear Politics and check it out. Phenomenal write-up. But she never knows what's going on. It's just amazing. Well, I'm not gonna figure out every individual. I mean, well, Tim Cook's at the head of the table. What's he doing there? Great question. No answer. Typical of this administration. Well, there you go, folks. It seems like there was some mediation with the Saudis and the United Arab Emirates of this whole brokerage between United States and Russia, of which she's telling us that it was just United States and Russians in the negotiation process. I don't buy it one bit. Let me know. Do you buy that? Do you think people made off with either money or arms or something took place here behind the scenes getting rid of a lawsuit? Let me know what you think, because based on how I'm reading this and how I listened to the entire briefing, I'm thinking other people made off with a little bit of something of what she's telling us that they didn't. Furthermore, do you think our national security is a little bit more at risk than it was just the other day with this guy being let loose? I think it is, but let me know with that one in the comments below. You got Philip Wegmann, the Gladiator. You got Peter Ducey, the Gladiator. And you got the reporter showing up, asking the hardball questions of which she's struggling to answer, which is typical. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.